Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is the last video in this makeup, I promise. I am going to be doing palettes I never use. There's a dog here. Oh, okay. Palettes I never use, but I won't declutter. So we're going to go through those if that sounds interesting. I've been doing a lot of videos on palettes. Those are one of my favorite things. But yeah, if that sounds interesting, make sure you're subscribed. Make sure your notification bell is turned on. We're going to jump into it. So yeah, if that sounds interesting, stick around and we're getting into it right now. So yes, I'm still wearing this makeup. I did a tutorial on this look that should be up before this video. And since I still have makeup on, I was like, let's see what videos I can film, because I don't wear makeup in all of my videos. If you're new here, if you're not new, then you already know that. So let's jump into the palettes. I have them in, there's two piles. They're not in any particular order. We're just gonna jump into it. The first one is going to be my Morphe and Katheleenlights collab. This palette has got to be like 4 years old. I got it before I started dating Mike, and Mike and I have been together for 3.5. It still works, but at this point, I'm not comfortable giving it to anybody because of its age. I will keep this until it hard pans. I do still use it. When I did my when I did my Sugar Skull video last October, my dogs, this is the gray that I used. So generally when I do those kinds of makeup looks, I pull for this one just because it works really well. It's pigmented, it blends out, it's just a really good gray contour shade. Evie, stop, go lay down. She's like trying to get under my desk, but and I can swatch it. This is a really good like brow bone highlight shade for me. And I don't understand why Morphe doesn't use this formula. Like, this could be the formula that Jaclyn Hill's original palette was. Like, it's really good. And I'm pretty sure I did a whole video on why Morphe isn't using this formula in all of their palettes. Like, why? Because I bought the 35B right after this, thinking that it was going to be this formula, and it's not. But there's a shimmer and the matte. Like, it's just, and it's still, the black in here is really good. It's just a really good palette. So I'm glad I have it. I don't use it very much, but again, I won't declutter it, mainly because it's getting up there. The next one is one that I don't use often either. This is the Katheleenlights and ColourPop Zodiac palette. I've talked about this. This gold right here is the only cool tone gold that I own that looks like this. I've said this before. I was doing an eye look, and I literally went through every palette because I was like, surely this isn't the only one. It is. So I will keep this palette forever for this one shade. But the rest of this palette is good. You can see there are dips in there. I have used it. This is more of a fall palette for me, fall and winter, just with this color scheme. But even if I hated every other shade in here for this one gold, I would keep it. Now you might say, well, why don't you just depot it? Because if you know me, you know that I don't use single shadows. So that wouldn't make sense, because then I really wouldn't use it ever. So, but I do like this palette. It's a good palette. I just don't use it very often. Another one that's kind of collecting dust is my very first Lunatic Cosmetics Lab palette. This is the Supernatural palette. I mean, if you know me, you know I love a good mauve shadow, and there's 5 shades. If I could count, that would be good. Yeah, there's 5 shades, so you're not going to get a ton of looks out of this palette. This is a like easy everyday palette. I like it. Their palettes are magnetic, like you can pop these out if you wanted to like change them out, but it's cute. It still works. I love their packaging. I do like Lunatic Cosmetics, but I just don't reach for this. I used it a lot when I first got it, but I didn't have all of that. So, but she's still here. She won't go anywhere because she's, if nothing else, she would turn into a decoration. But I do occasionally pull this out. Another oldie, but a goodie, is my Tarte Make Believe in Yourself. Now this is also another one. I couldn't tell you. I don't think in the last 2 years I've touched this ever. But this palette again is getting up there in age. It's got to be at least 3 years old, so I'm not comfortable giving it away. It still works. Like, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Mine's still, oh, there's another. Like, that's pretty close. This one's got a little bit of a green undertone. I think I found another cool tone gold. don't think I opened that palette, but yeah. I found one. So I have two. Thank you. I probably won't ever use the one out of here. I like the ColourPop one. There's nothing wrong with this. It still works. I just forget about it. But again, because of its age, those are pretty. I don't know why I don't use this anymore. There's only one matte in here, so I would have to probably pair it with another palette, which that doesn't bother me. But yeah, I won't get rid of it. I'll keep it until it hard pans or gets weird because of how old it is. But yeah, I don't know why. I must not have opened that palette because we're going to detour for just one moment. I want to see how it compares. I think, oh, it's even cooler than the ColourPop. That's good to know for future videos. So you may see this palette now that I've actually touched it. I don't think I opened that. Clearly I didn't when I was searching for golds. Moving on. Okay, the next one is the Meet Matchmaker palette from the Balm. This is one, again, I travel with this because it's a nice little easy color story, but I don't use it very often. But I love the Balm. It's hard for me to get rid of Balm palettes because they're good. Like there's a matte and a shimmer. They're pretty. They work really well. I'm always happy when I pull this out, but again, it's one, I think because it's smaller, it gets forgotten about, but I don't think I'll ever get rid of this. One that I've never used, but I refuse to get rid of. My friend Lauren bought me this for Christmas, and I swear I'm gonna use this. I've never really used, I don't think I've ever used MAC eyeshadow. It's really light, so I think I'm scared that I'm not gonna get a pretty look out of it, but I think I will. I just need to use it, but I will never declutter it. I don't think, even if I don't, because she bought this for me and it was a sweet gesture. So she's here. I had to bring out my palette. These are mostly Makeup Geek. I think there's a couple ColourPops, and this one right here is from an indie brand, but the rest of most of these are Makeup Geek. I don't use single shadows. I have them in my top drawer in this clear palette so that maybe I'll bring them out. I want to try and do a single shadow video at some point, but I won't get rid of them. I don't ever use single shadows. Saint Sinner. I've had this since I was in beauty school. It was expensive. This was a $65 palette. I think I did get it on the 15% off when they were having a sale. It's pretty. Again, this is more of a fall-ish color scheme to me. I've been trying to use it more. Hopefully this fall and winter I'll use it more. I don't think I'll ever get rid of it because it was expensive, but I don't really use this a whole lot. I need to use it more. I say that every time I talk about it. Another one that I don't use often, but I'm always happy when I do, is my Too Faced. This is their anniversary palette. It's big. It's obnoxious, but it's a really good formula. There's not a lot of mattes in here, and I think that irked people like Gretchen. I can't even, and Gigi are like true mattes. But all of these like satins up here, when you blend them out, like I've used Ice Queen in the crease. It blends out, like that glitter goes away, and you can't really tell that it's the sparkle that you're seeing is like glitter flecks. When you start blending that out, you can't even tell. And this is 90s. You know, this was their original color story from the 90s, and then this is an updated version. So people wore a lot of shimmer. And then there's some really pretty like foiled glitters down here. Reality Star is really nice. I don't use this a ton. I did when I first got it. Like it's just pretty, and I get compliments when I use it. I just don't use it often, but I don't think I'll ever get rid of it because it is a good palette. Another one is one that Lauren gave me. I really like this. These are toppers. These are not like pigmented anything else. They're just really pretty glitter accents. Once in a while, I remember that I own this, and I'll bring them out. Like that's a really pretty like orangey glitter. They look really nice, but again, you have to use something underneath because they are sheer. But this is sought after, was sought after by like Make Me Up Missa. She's almost used hers up. So I think that's partly why I keep it, and partly because Lauren gave it to me. And I'm really happy that I have it because this is not a cheap palette. Another one I think is because everybody else loves this palette. I don't use it a lot. I think I've only used it like twice. The glitters are nice, like they don't make me lose my mind like some people, but here she is. I don't know that I'll ever get rid of it, but I did have to repress a shade. My dog got a hold of it. You can see there's some chewing, and this shade completely fell out. Now I have a blue stain on my bedspread, but I repressed it. I scooped it all up. It was completely loose in a pile. Scooped it up, put it in here, repressed her. She looks fine. You'd never know. Busted out all over the bed. But yeah, I don't ever use it. Another one, once in a while, there's a holiday look that I really like doing with this mint green. I forget her name. I'm subscribed to her channel. Shay is her first name. She did I copy her look with this palette, and so at Christmas time I bring this out, which seems odd probably to people because it's a little pastel-y, but Mike got me the original white mini chip palette for our first Valentine's Day, and all of those shades are in here plus more, so there is some sentimental attachment because of that, but I do like that look that I do with the mint green one around Christmas time. I think I've done a tutorial. I will try and do another one this year if anybody wants to see it. And then the very last one, Mike bought this for me. Beauty and the Beast is one of my favorite movies. I just don't use it. I think because I don't know why that brush always like sticks. There's like a magnet or something up there. The pans are really little, so I think I was worried about using it up, which is stupid because what's the point of having it if I'm not going to use it? But anything that Mike bought, I keep even if I wouldn't use it, but she's still here. She's not going to leave. I do have the cheek palette too, so I think my dog food's being delivered because now they're barking. But yeah, that is everything. I apologize for the barking. So those are all the palettes that I don't use, but I won't get rid of. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe. Hopefully there won't be so much barking in the next video, and I will see everybody very soon. Hopefully have a good day.